My name's James, and together with my friend Selwyn, we're on a mission to get people to be more creative.
On this small video, we've decided to head somewhere a little chillier.
So we've come here to Norway to see if we can rustle up some people to be creative.
Only joking, although it may look like it, we've actually gone to the small town of Hebden Bridge, which at this particular time is completely covered in snow and sub-zero temperatures.
That's right, James. Although it is pretty cold, it is absolutely beautiful, and it's sandwiched right between Leeds and Manchester.
So here we are in the centre of town, and this is the bridge that Hebden Bridge gets its name from, going over Hebden Water, and it's been here since 1510.
Now we know Hebden Bridge is very famous for being creative, so we decided we'd try and meet a local artist and ask them exactly why that's so.
So this is Kate Lysett, mother of three, local artist, and her work deals specifically with Hebden Bridge and the surrounding landscape. She works in ink and gouache, and she has lots of decorative elements, and we thought she would be an ideal person to speak to.
So Kate, what do you think brings so many artists to Hebden Bridge?
I think artists attract artists, and people inspire each other, and people who wouldn't necessarily start off as artists have become artists because they've tried and felt inspired by other people.
How do you think the town and the surrounding landscape influences your work?
I didn't paint landscapes before I moved to Hebden Bridge, but the landscape and the way it's stacked up into the hillside, it's naturally a pattern, and I've always painted in patterns because I'm a textile designer.
And finally, what's it like being an artist in Hebden Bridge?
What's it like being an artist in Hebden Bridge? It's very supportive. Hebden Bridge is somewhere where you can have an idea, and I think in a lot of places it would just exist as an idea, but somebody will help you make that idea become something.
So cleverly disguised as two ducks, we set off to explore the local town and try and think of what material we could do a project out of.
Material, James. That's a great idea, because this town was made famous for its cloth mills and cloth manufacture.
So what are we going to do here?
Cloth.
Cloth.
Got that.
Cloth is good.
That's the main industry. That's how they made, well, that's how the town became great.
Yes. And the thing is, whatever we do, we've got to make sure that we can do it very quickly, because I'm fucking freezing.
Yeah, good swear word.
So you're probably thinking, what the hell are we going to do with material?
I am thinking that, James.
Well, we know that it's snowy, we know that there's not a lot of colour out there, so why don't we try and put colour into the environment?
Oh, hello. So, what are we using for inspiration for this?
Well, there are lots of different ideas. We've got to hang fabric off something, basically. So we could use prayer flags, like from Tibet.
Yeah, and what about Christo with his wrapping stuff up, you know? What about that, James?
I think that sounds like a marvellous idea. So at that point, what we thought we'd do is maybe take some of those different elements, those colourful fabrics, and hang them off something in the local environment, like a tree.
So what we needed were some bright material, some bright ribbons, and a bunch of people.
So the problem with being quite cold is we can't get anyone out, but we thought what we're going to do is try and grab as many people as possible, and if we can cover this tree with stuff, then hopefully we can really push it out of the landscape and make it seem completely weird and out of place. So that's the idea. Let's see if we can get a few people together. Hey guys, don't suppose one of you could come and give us a hand from that angle. Okay. Keep pulling.
Keep pulling it.
Keep pulling, there you go.
The great thing was, as we got going, lots of people came out really intrigued by what was going on, and I got a real sense, I think we both got a real sense of the creativity of Hebden Bridge.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, even though what we were asking them to do was almost completely stupid,
What, just wrap a tree?
wrapping a tree, they did actually kind of take to it quite well, and a lot of them kind of stuck around despite the temperature for quite some time.
Although this might look weird, wrapping something in your local environment really gets you to re-engage with it. It's what the artist Christo did for his whole career. He would wrap trees, bridges, right up to things like entire coastlines. And what it did would get people to look at these things in a new way.
Now, I'm not sure, Selwyn, that what we're doing here is anything compared to Christo's great endeavours. But it certainly was a bit of fun, and it was really nice to see people getting out and enjoying themselves, even if it was slightly chaotic and the results were slightly shambolic.
Let's just pick him up. I know what you're saying, James, but I really like it, and I think that it does really stand out in that landscape, which is what we were trying to do.
I think so, and I think we've earned a pint.
I think you're right, James. Can I be honest? The fact that it was cold and snowy, I mean, I guess that whole thing with that pink fabric, that was half the idea, was to get that really standing out.
And it did. It was very colourful and stood out, and it stopped, and the people were lovely, and lots of people got involved.
I think nearly everyone really liked that.
Yeah, nearly everyone. A few people thought it was an absolutely stupid idea.
Yeah.
But most people liked it.
Yeah, and they're really friendly. They are really friendly. Cold, literally, but there's a definite warmth in Hebden Bridge from the hearts of the people.
Cheers, Selwyn.
Cheers, Jimble Jumble.